Hello, my friends. This is Qinghong here. Spring finally has arrived in the mountains, and the flowers start to bloom, and it is perfect time to paint them. So recently, I had a local class, and I taught how to paint iris, and the students really enjoyed it and had some great learning results. So I thought to bring the teaching content online so you can enjoy it too. We are going to learn how to paint iris in a loose way. And there's some really important and helpful technique going into this painting. But before I go there, let's play with watercolor first. So I know maybe you can't wait to paint the flower, but this warm-up, this playful exercise that I do is very helpful. And please be patient, and I will tell you why. You know, as modern people, our brain normally in the daytime functions in the beta brainwave. And that is a brainwave that's help us to analyze problems, to find solutions, and that is all great. But when we create art, we want to be in a different brainwave, and that is where the alpha wave and the theta and delta wave comes into play. And it is in these brain wavelengths that we get into this creative zone, to have visuals, to have inspirations, and to create new from nothing. And that is art making. So how do we get into this creative zone, this creative brainwave? And this exercise that I'm showing you now here is just one way to get to it, by playing without a purpose, without a final result in mind, but just be with it. And in this exercise, actually, I divided the paper in two parts. So on one side, I keep it dry. On the other side, I put water on it. And then I will just go into my palette and see what colors I feel attracted to and start to bring it onto my paper, and without any final results in mind, and just playing and let the color moves me and let the water move me. So here is what I'm going. And I really encourage you to take the time to do this exercise and be playful and relax yourself into this creative zone. Now we had fun with playing, and let's take a moment to see our wonderful little painting and see what we like about it. And I really love this gorgeous fusion that's happened. And then for this dry part, I also really like when I put in a lot of water and see all that beautiful connection of colors and all the variation that's happening so naturally. I really feel inspired by this water and color integration, and that's actually how I have painted everything, and I call it a water puddle technique. So for everything I paint, I make a puddle of water and dropping colors, and of course at the right place and at the right time, and to create a painting. So let me show you. So whether it's a little girl, a portrait, or a bird, or maybe a fish, really for everything I try to see where I can create a puddle of water and then drop in colors and in different variation and strengths and place and make it look like something. So this is how we are going to paint our iris today. And before I go there, let's just have a quick recap of the water puddle technique, the essence of it. And it's actually just like a wet in wet technique. And I have a video about it in my channel that explains in more detail. So this is just a quickly go over it. My water puddle. So basically, I begin by getting a puddle of colored water. So see, I'm having a puddle right here, and I bring that in on my paper. And then that's my first puddle, first layer. Then I take off some water and pick up more pigment and a little darker color. So I'm picking up some of that orange and then put it in here, drop it in. So this color starts to fuse around. Then I take off more water and pick up just a little darker color. Now this time it's red, and just pure pigment and put it in the center. So you have this water puddle that have different colors, different values, and different strengths. And this already sort of looks like a flower, right? So yeah, so that's just how we are going to do it. In this iris, we make water puddles and a pretty beautiful natural water puddle of colors. And we can paint everything. Okay. And next, I want to show you a real and simple example on how to use this water puddle technique. And we are going to paint one single iris bud. So first, I'm making a puddle of colored water. And use a big brush and lay out the big shape of this iris bud. So it's in a big shape, then we have more space to play with the colors coming in. Now take off some water from my brush and pick up some violet and blue mixture and start to drop at the tip of the water puddle we just had. And I already love that color fusion that's happening. And rinse my brush and take off some water and pick up some warm green. And coming in with all that beautiful, the rest of the bud. And the tip is, now every time you go into your puddle and you put in, you take off more water from your brush so that you don't dilute your water puddle, but always take off a little more water from your from your brush. So we'll just keep going. Then I'm okay with the mid-tone, or this was actually mid-tone I'm getting here. And then I just take off more water on my brush and use pure pigment, like to get to the darkest dark where I'm seeing. So because this is just a simple demonstration and we don't have to go into a lot details, just to give you an idea, so I'm not putting in every single detail I'm seeing on the reference photo. So just hit the darkest dark and to bring out the contrast and the form a little better, then I'm good with it. So just to recap, we have basically 3 layers of water. The first is a watery puddle, and then we drop in more colors with less water on our brush to create a mid-tone basically. And then finally, when we're ready, we take off even more water from our brush and to pick up some pure pigment and to define the darkest dark where I see in the subject. And that basically gives you a subject. And here I kept playing and drop in more leaves. So here you go with some spatter. We have a little painting. Alright, so we are ready to move on to our bigger iris flower painting. Okay, so this is the iris we're going to paint, but we're going to simplify this. We are not going to worry about this petal behind it, so it's easier for us to learn. But here is painting I did with the petal behind it. So if you want to try, this is an example on how to approach this. Okay, let's get started. We are going to start by choosing a brush that's large enough for us to paint a petal comfortably. So see if this one is size 8, then it'll be just a little bit too small, so you have to go through a lot of more brushstroke, while this one will just be easier. So that's a tip, to get a brush that's large enough to do this water puddle technique. Okay, we'll put this aside. Okay, so we are going to make a puddle for the first petal first. And I'm using a little bit cerulean blue and a little bit of ultramarine green. Okay, so that's good enough. And look at my paper and seeing where this flower will going to be like so. And this is the size.